Hey, what's happening? Good morning, Facebook Live. I had to wake up. We've been having technical difficulties, and I'm not a techie person. I'm going to turn this a little bit because I think I look a little sideways. I am not a techie person, but I do the best that I can, and this is all new to me, and it's super fun and exciting. And I wanted to apologize. If anybody was watching last Thursday, a couple days ago, you have no idea what I went through to try to get to the live and be on time and be at the live and all this kind of stuff. I had this great talk in the morning. If you didn't watch it, if you're tuning in now and you're like, who is this chick? 7 o'clock in the morning, going off. Anyways, I'm Gina Tabrizy. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. You can check me out on Ask Gina or my business, which is Harmony Heals Detox and Rehab and Harmony Heals Counseling Center. Anyways, I was trying to get to the live, and this is what happened. I was in Los Angeles. If y'all aren't from California or never been here or don't know, I went out to dinner with my friend to a Cuban restaurant up in LA, Versailles. It's very well known. We went to the original one. Anyways, I'm Cuban. I had never gone there for Cuban food. It took us 40 minutes to go 5 miles. 5 miles. And I needed to get home, which was about 45 miles. So it took me 2.5 hours. Anyways, in 2.5 hours, I was like, in traffic, and I didn't see anybody but the guy's rear end in front of me. So I want to know if Kelly Kettle is out there and he's watching me, because I don't see no comments coming. This is what happened last time when I went live. I was live and there was no comments and people coming in, and it turned out I was talking to myself for 27 minutes. So I'm going to have my husband reach out to my social media guy and find out if I'm actually on here. So that I don't talk to myself for 27 minutes. So 2.5 hours in traffic, and then I rush in my door at 4 minutes to 6, and I set up and I start talking, and I'm live for talking to myself for 27 minutes about emotional immaturity. I was about to pull all of my red hair out. And I find out it didn't connect and didn't go live. So I am praying that's not happening right now, because that would not be fun. It was important to me to come back on. I wanted to reconnect with you guys. I'm trying to keep this rhythm going, and super excited about doing these lives. And I hope that if you've watched them or you're coming in, oh, somebody tuned in, God bless your little heart. You are not alone. Thank you, Jonah. Is it Jonah? Did I pronounce that right? Thank you. I was like, oh, I can't go through this again. It is the weirdest thing to be looking at your own face and talking to yourself. That's the kind of crazy that's in my head anyway. So it's like, I don't want to spend 30 minutes with just me talking to me. Don't you do that? Don't you talk in your own head and drive yourself crazy sometimes? I mean, imagine I'm doing it and I'm having to watch it. So I was panicked by the end of it. And after 2.5 hours on the California 405 freeway, and I hadn't used a restroom, but I had drank about 40 ounces of water. It was ugly. I got to tell you guys, it was ugly. I was like, okay, I'm going to check out now. And I had to run. So anyways, hi, Brando. Love you too, darling. Anyways, what the heck am I talking about this morning? I had a topic that I was going to talk about. Oh, it was about being judgmental, huh? So this is funny because I had 2 occasions. Well, it's not funny, haha. It's funny like weird. But I had 2 occasions this weekend to experience people being highly judgmental. And so I thought, whew, this is a great topic. So, you know, we all think, here from Brazil. Saluda Brasil. Encantada. So anyways, here's the deal. One of my friends, my very dear friend, if she's watching, we were having a conversation, and she was telling me how she was at work and she was having a conversation with somebody else who starts talking about another woman that they all work with. So person number one, person number two, talking about person number three. Well, the story was that that woman had some control or some authority over it. Hey, Barbie, this reminds me of the AA saying, if you spot it, you got it. Amen, sister. If you spot it, you do got it. I love that. I love that expression. It's so true. So anyways, my friend hears a story about how this person who was their boss or whatever in some role above them, supervising, I don't remember. Anyways, she had kind of showed favoritism to this person and kind of, it sounds like trying to hook up was what it sounded like. So because they were trying to hook up or whatever, so he tells the story of how uncomfortable he was and what happened and that, you know, that was dumb and he shouldn't have put himself in that position. And my friend the whole time is thinking, well, she shouldn't have put you in that position because she was above you in rank, authority, supervisor, whatever. And so what happened was my friend starts judging this woman quite harshly. Quite harshly, she came up with some really creative names about what type of, you know, person she is. You know, it's kind of like they use it as a tool to plow in the fields and it doesn't go slow and it rhymes with slow and it's not a, anyways, you got it. So she was very upset because she felt like this is a person she trusts and look up to. Hello, I love that. I mean, Elizabeth, hello, love you and love that you're watching. Anyways, my friend got real judgmental about this woman who was using her sexual, attractive, whatever powers to kind of manipulate someone that was working under her. And hey, super unethical, super unprofessional, super inappropriate, right? But you want to marry me, Brando? You're such a doll. I already got there. Married to my beautiful husband who's watching me back here right now. So anyways, my friend got real judgmental and just was talking this woman down. So she went on and on and on about her moral compass and her character, and she's digging a hole. And I just watched her. I just listened to her. I just let her go. And then at the end, she turns around and she looks at me and goes, am I being judgmental? And I turned around. I'm very frank with her. And I just went, yeah, you are. So what is it about us being judgmental about other people, taking other people's inventory? I had another person and another story I'll tell you, hopefully in a few minutes, about this other woman who was taking somebody's inventory in front of me while I'm trying to have lunch, and she thought she's doing the woman a favor. I think you were inappropriate and that was unprofessional and you should have done that in front of me, but then starts telling the woman how to live your life. You need to check yourself. You obviously have issues. You need to work on yourself. You know what? When you're taking somebody else's inventory, it's because you're not right. Because you're not right with yourself. Because you haven't got yourself in check. And like the woman said, if you spot it, you got it. If you have it, you dealt it. I don't know. If you dealt it, you smelt it. Any way that you want to remember it. Seriously, is I'm uncomfortable in me and I'm seeing a behavior in you that makes me uncomfortable and I want to attack it. Because I'm ashamed of that behavior in myself. I don't like it. I'm kidding. Good luck. Bye, darling. Oh, see, that was quick. He right there. There's no entrance. He's out. Okay. You might need to hear about it. You might need to hear about being, that's a little judgmental. I'm not interested in you unless I can have you, but hey, that's all right. I'm cool with that. Anyways, being judgmental means that I don't feel good about myself. I feel less than. I have shame. And so therefore, I want to shame you. I have an expression I always say to people. If I'm okay with me, I have no need to make you wrong. I have no need to make you feel less than or criticize you or harm you in any way, shape, or form. What happens with judgment is we're hurt or angry about something. So a lot of times when you're communicating with people and you're angry and you're upset, and you're hurt, it comes out in judgment. Someone hurt your feelings. Oh my gosh, this is a great one. I can be judgmental, keep myself in check, remembering this, that's right. That's right, Barbie. And see ya. Just now, I'm looking at your channel. Beautiful. Hi, Sia. We're talking about being judgmental. So if I'm angry and I'm hurt and you hurt me, sometimes I'm going to attack you. And this is what happened with these other two women that I was watching. Was she was hurt because this woman wasn't either showing her the attention or favor that she wanted. And so she started attacking her character. How is that right? I mean, think, how is it okay for you to attack somebody else because you're feeling less than, because you're feeling hurt and upset? It's always okay to tell them, girl, boy, you are really upsetting me right now. Like what you're saying, I'm offended by, or is really bothering me, or I feel like you're being critical of me. Go for it. But then to turn around and attack them and say, you know what, you need to check yourself. You need to get in some therapy. You have issues. You're controlling. You're this, you're that. Okay, Brazil. Thank you, Brando. Good. He's back on. I love it. Kevin, it is what it is. Kevin, it is what it is. But we do this with people. We get frustrated in dialogue with people. When we're communicating with people, we get frustrated and we get pissy and we get angry and we get rude and we get mean. I'm not saying all of us, of course, you know, not y'all. Maybe it's just me. But what happens is that my judgment comes from a fear that you're not going to like me. Judgment always comes from fear. I have this mentor that wrote this book. You like the glasses? And she talks about how if I want to look at where I'm being angry with you, I need to consider that what I really am is frightened. And maybe if I'm frightened of something, I'm also angry. So it's like two sides of a coin. Barbie, it says can. So you can, and if you can, finish that. So when you're angry, really what's going on is that you're in fear. And when you're in fear, maybe you're more willing to criticize people and take them a notch down. What is the point? Think of that and consider that. If I'm trying to get close to you and communicate with you and show you who I am, why do I want to bring you down? Why do I control that situation by bringing you down and hurting you? Oops, that was an accident. Okay, Barbie and Kevin, it's me too. Fear and anger is probably my biggest concern. Look, we come from a place where we developed that fear long ago. You developed it in your previous relationships, and you developed it further back than that when you were growing up as a child. Not all of us had the perfect childhood. I think, you know, maybe there's 2.5 people in the world that had the perfect childhood. Barbara, Taylor, Texas, watching. Hey, Barbara. I had a 20-year-old daughter that displayed behavior like this. Oh, girl, I feel you. You know, I feel you. I had an adolescent who, you know, blows up, but she's hormonal and that's normal. But once you get into your 20s, you're hoping that you start thinking more with your head. Bless you for sharing. Amen to you, Vernon and Barbie. I love this topic. Thank you so much. So listen, when you get in anger and you get in judgment of other people, it's because you're out of control. One of the frustrating things is like, you made me angry. You were being this. You were doing that. You told me that I was not enough or whatever. When we start with this you, we need to turn those fingers around and point them right back at us. When I'm pointing fingers at you, like I think it's another expression I've heard through program is that, you know, if I've got 4 fingers pointing at you, then I need to point those fingers back at me. Something. One of you guys chime in what the expression is. But Brando is telling me more stuff. Cynthia, so true. Some need to clean under their doorstep before trying to clean others' doorstep. Yeah, you guys know, those of you in recovery, clean up your side of the street first instead of getting into other people's side of the street. But we attack other people and we criticize other people how to deal to a person who is very angry to me. Nika, when people are angry with you, it depends on how they express it. Anger is not wrong, you guys. And I'm talking about judgment, and judgment usually comes from anger. It doesn't come from a healthy and happy place. If someone's angry with you, it depends on how they're coming at you. Like, I'm coming at you kind of intense right now, but if I started yelling and raising my voice, that's out of line. You have no right to yell at me. You have no right to raise your volume so that you're threatening and intimidating me. You have no right to lay hands on me, hit me, harm me in any physical way whatsoever. That is morally wrong, and it's legally wrong, at least in this country. So listen, if someone's angry with you, you can ask them and find out, say, I'm willing to hear what you're upset at me about. I want to understand why you're so upset with me, but you have no right to come at me guns blazing. That's not cool. Tammy Hickman, what's good for folks in recovery is good for everyone. Wish all folks would attend meetings. Amen, sister, to listen to someone like you. Love it. I have a daughter in recovery. Tammy, that's long. I'm going to go back to it. When one finger is pointing at someone else, four at you. Thank you, Barbara. I couldn't remember the thing. I'm pointing four fingers that way instead of this way. I have four pointing back at me. It's not easy facing who I really am, but I have finally taken the mask off. You guys, I'll go back and reread these because they're long and I want to respond to them, or write me back. This is true. So many of us need to hear this. Love to you from Norway. Oh my God, Anne Helene. Beautiful. So it's true is that judgment comes from anger. It's fueled by anger. It's fueled by insecurity, emotional immaturity, which was the topic that I missed on Thursday because my live went and it was out and Gina was talking to Gina about emotional immaturity for 27 minutes. So your anger fuels your judgment. And when you're judging people, it's because you're hurt. But it doesn't make it right. And the sad part is then we take it and we justify it in the head. Oh, I have every right to say this to the person. I have 18 days away from 9 months. I really needed this today. Danielle, love you. Bless you, girl. Just keep walking. Just keep walking forward. Don't look back. You're not going there. You've been there. Go forward. That's where you're headed. Just eyes straight, girl. Proud of you. So you don't have that right. And when you come at people with anger and judgment, now you're the one that's harming, that's doing harm. And then you get in your head and justify, well, you didn't show me gratitude. You weren't grateful enough. You weren't enough. And therefore, I have the right to be angry with you. No, you don't have that right and they don't have that right. You have the right to express your anger. Of course you do, but you have no right to harm people because you are angry. Because when you do that, you're lowering your esteem and you're intentionally wounding somebody else. Think about it. Sabrina, how do I help a loved one that's an addict, but when I talk to her, she denies it and I get angry and judge her? God, girl, that is the cornerstone of addiction is I don't have it. You don't know what you're talking about. And now I got to go get loaded. I mean, that's addiction. You're describing it in a nutshell. We have a treatment program, Harmony Heals Detox and Rehab, 1-800-426-5943. I've got my social media guy, hopefully Kelly, on here. He can text the number in, or maybe my husband, if he's watching, he can comment and text the number in for you. Harmony Heals Detox and Rehab, 800-426-5943. And what we'll do is we'll help you. If she's not ready to come in, you need an interventionist, you need hands, you need help. No addict gets through this alone. You have to extend your hand to another addict, and that addict extend their hand and extend their hand so that everyone gets helped. So of course she's going to get angry and deny it. You are taking away her best friend. Maybe this part ain't about judgment, but it is about judgment. You know why? Because people judge addicts and alcoholics all the time. They misjudge them all the time. Addiction is a disease. It is an obsession of the mind. It does physically transform you. You have this thing called tolerance that you build over time, that your body and your brain starts telling you that you need more. And so you keep using because your own brain is telling you that you need it. That's a disease because a normal brain doesn't do that. I have this girl. She's been in treatment. And the family intervened on her. She didn't want to come in. She did not want to come in. They intervened on her. Well, what do you think? She's real angry. She's angry because she didn't come in of her own free will. She didn't surrender. She didn't put her hands down and say, I can't live like this anymore. Help me. So because they dragged her in there, she's really angry and she's got all kinds of denial. I don't have a disease. It wasn't that bad. I just smoked a little pot. I just did some opiates. I just drank on the weekends. And by the way, got a DUI. Actually, it wasn't a DUI. I abandoned my vehicle because I was afraid I was going to get a DUI and I ran. That's addiction. But she doesn't know that she has it. She's super angry. So sometimes you can intervene and get somebody to treatment and they surrender. Sometimes they go kicking and screaming. You got to decide how far you want to go with that, because addicts die because they don't surrender. So if you can intervene, intervene, because they might die anyways. And if you intervene and they don't take that opportunity and they don't get it, you are powerless. Is it possible to be addicted to marijuana? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? It is highly likely that you would become addicted to marijuana, because marijuana seems so innocent when you start it. It doesn't have all the immediate dramatic effects of opiates and or of alcohol, which is one of the worst things to detox off of. But marijuana does. You know why? Marijuana is insidious. It's like this quiet little calm little wave that just keeps coming, and you think, this is fun, and I keep riding the wave, and you don't notice that you start becoming blunted, shut down, emotionally unavailable, distant, and isolated. There's people that talk about it like it's, you know, so innocent. I love it for cancer patients. I'm a survivor, and if I had to go through chemo, I probably would want marijuana at least in a brownie form or something, because of pain. Because it does help reduce pain. It's known to help with inflammation. But you could also get that from an oil, a cannabis oil, and not take the cannabis in true form, which has THC, which is the thing that makes you high. Listen, you got to think about why I need to get high anyways. You got to think about, why are you always trying to get your head out of your own body and try to be in another space that you don't have control over? It dulls your senses. It reduces your ability to react. So if there was a fire or an emergency, you'd be sitting in the corner laughing, eating Cheetos, apparently. That's what you would do while everybody else is running out of the fire. Over time, you do build tolerance with marijuana, just like any other substance. It seems to take longer, and it seems more innocent and benign, and that's why people do it, because they think they're still functioning. I have a story my friend told me about when I never thought I would be addicted, but fear I rely on it too much. You know when you know you have a problem, Jason, is when you're saying that to yourself. I fear I'm relying on it too much. That's your intuitive, greater, more beautiful, more divine self. Your higher thinking is saying to you, I think I'm using this as a crutch. If I need to use something as a crutch, it's already become a problem in my life. It's already taking something away from me, and that's the obsession starting. So you could change that from now. My husband did post Harmony Heals, ask any questions. You can email him info@harmonyheals.com, or you can call our 800 number, 1-800-426-5943. Knowing you will be judged so harshly makes you afraid to reach out. Listen, the issue about reading, thank you so much for that, Gina. You got a real cool name, girl. We're friends now. Jason, it does hold you back. It does hold you back because you're not present. One of the things that I've discovered, I practice yoga and exercise daily. I might take a rest 1 day a week, 2 max, daily, okay? And what I've discovered, and I've seen it, I've read it through research, okay? I'm a licensed marriage family therapist, if you didn't hear that when you tuned in. So I have studied psychology, I have a master's level in psychology, and I'm a doctoral student right now. So I've got the background in research, but I'm real. This is what I do, this is what I'm about. I want to connect with you this way. And I'm doing this as a public service to give it away, to give you the education that you're not going to sit there and read, or you're not going to know, or maybe you're afraid to go into a therapist's office, okay? Jason, it is holding you back. Any substance in your body that you use continually on a regular basis, on a constant basis, is holding you back. It does dull your brain. As you're using it, it dulls your brain. And then as you use it over time, it dulls your brain even more. You guys used to see those old commercials where it says, here's your brain frying an egg, and here's your brain on drugs. I don't know. Maybe I'm older than y'all, maybe so you haven't seen it. But it's true. Nothing you put in your body is benign or is innocent. Anything you put in your body is a substance that works through your brain, through your stomach, and through all your organs. Anything that goes into your bloodstream changes your body's chemistry. So how could it not do it? Go talk to somebody. Go to a meeting and try it out. Go to an AA meeting or an NA meeting and try it out. Translated, I read that. Okay. There's somebody from a foreign country, Jan Govan, and he's saying, Tamil, translated, I read that. Okay. I'm hoping you're able to read or understand. I wish I spoke more languages. I do speak Spanish, so un poquito. Si hay personas latinas ahí, puedo hablar con ustedes sin problema. But very tiny Farsi. I mean, it's tiny, but I understand it really well. My husband speaks 5, so he could talk to y'all all day in any language, probably. So we're talking about judgment, we're talking about anger, and we're talking about addiction, because I'm getting questions about addiction. I would love for you to chime in. Go ahead and ask me more questions. My husband is saying we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Yeah, we do. Through our website, email, and our 800 number, we'll get back to you pretty much immediately. Nice words. Thank you. Who is this? Mahantesh. Mahantesh. You guys, I apologize. My pronunciation, I'll try real hard to connect with you. So we're talking about fear, we're talking about judgment, and we're talking about authenticity too. Is one thing that my mentor always said to me, Dorothy Satin, who has since passed away years ago, and I love her heart, so I want to honor her by reading something. If you don't reveal yourself, people will invent you, and they'll always get it wrong. Well, for years, I said that expression to all my clients, and everybody thinking it was me being brilliant, and it was Dorothy being brilliant. If you don't reveal yourself, people will invent you, and they'll always get it wrong. That means if you don't show people who you are, if you show them a negative, ugly side of you, and then that's all they know of you. If you don't show them your heart, then they don't know that you're kind and compassionate. If you hold yourself back from people, they'll make up who you are. They'll tell you that, you know, you're cold, or you're distant, or you're a biatch, or you're, you know, difficult to talk to, or you seem stuffy or pretentious. I hated that for years. I was painfully shy growing up as a child. I can't believe I'm doing this Facebook Live stuff. Like that's God working for me. That's me having worked on myself for a long time. And I could not stand to look at myself in a mirror. I want you to know what trauma and addictions do to you and the place that they take you. And these are just fragments of what I'm telling you. I'm a recovering codependent. If you don't know codependency, look it up, because probably 90% of us have it, if not 99. But it was very hard for me to look at myself in a mirror, and I'm having to do these lives and look at my face, looking back at me. It's crazy. It's because I had so much judgment and so much shame. And when we have judgment and shame, we do things and we remove ourselves from people. And people interpreted me as stuck up. And I was like, dear God, I wish I was stuck up. That would mean I had my self-esteem here instead of in the toilet where it was probably the first 2 decades of my life. Are you kidding me? So if someone's looking at you with judgment and you're looking at yourself with judgment, you might have shame and you might have fear that you've never resolved. Someone's sending a question. Robert, thanks for your encouraging words. Robert, I'm so glad they're encouraging to you. I want you to know that you can build your self-esteem by just being authentic. Reveal yourself to people. Be who you truly are. Don't be afraid to show yourself to people. You're not going to be perfect. Love you, my angel. Love you back, Brando. You're consistent. I love that. So don't be afraid to show yourself to people and be who you are. Don't limit yourself. Don't squeeze your thoughts down into a box to make other people happy. Put yourself first, not selfishly, because I'm very kind to people and I give myself, like I give it away, like I'm giving it away right now. I'm of service to people, so to save my own life, to be honest, and anybody in recovery understands that. Margaret Kelly, like your message, might be a little early in the morning to reach the ones you need to hear your precious words. Keep up the good work. Margaret, I do these lives every Thursday at 6 p.m. And because we had technical difficulty this past Thursday, I made a commitment to get up early before church, as they say, on this Sunday morning to make up for that live. But I will be live again next Thursday at 6 p.m. That will be the time that you can tune in. And I agree with you. There's so many people that need the message. Your words encourage me. Thank you, Rowena. You guys, please, comments, questions, especially questions. I have a page called Ask Gina. You can messenger there. You can messenger here. You can go on our info@harmonyheals.com and send info. You can go on our website. I'm nobody's therapist. I'm a licensed therapist, but I'm not doing that here. This is a public service. I'm just giving you information, guidance, and inspiration. I want you to not do this alone. I want you to understand that nobody should suffer alone, that there's always a way out. Extend your hand and ask for help. Humble yourself. Don't be so judgmental of yourself and say, I have a problem and I need help, whether that's depression or loneliness or anger, or I'm too judgmental and too resentful, which is a lot of people and that I know very close to me. Not my friends. Gina, I want to quit, but my husband is verbally abusive and criticizes me. He makes me feel worthless because I'm an addict. Gina, I'm going to answer that in text longer because that is a complex situation. But no one, these are going to be my parting words because these lives will go 30 minutes and then we're cutting out. And then you can send all the questions you want. No one deserves abuse. No one's done anything to deserve abuse or criticism. If you're a woman in recovery today and you're healing, you haven't earned that. Your addiction didn't earn you the right to be judged, belittled, and criticized for the rest of your life. If he can't move forward with you, then you've got to look at what you want to do to move forward in your life. Because you made mistakes, you did some harm, and if you're cleaning up your side of the street, then you get to be forgiven. Forgiveness is the most gracious, kind, and loving act that a human being can do. It is godlike. And that's what you need in recovery, is to have people in your life who love you in spite of where you came from. Because where you came from is not who you are. It's what you did. You can tell that to your husband. Hi, ma'am. How are you? From India. Bless you. So I'm looking at my hubby to see my time. So we're going to call it a wrap. Brando. Oh, my God. Brando's just still hitting on me and flirting with me. You know what, Brando? That's a high compliment. Thank you. I don't know if you know, but I'm a 53-year-old woman, and I appreciate that you appreciate my beauty. I hope you appreciate my words. The biggest value I've had in my life hasn't been how I've looked. It's been what I've given away to people, the many people that I've been blessed to be part of their healing and their journey. That's the greatest gift that I have to give on this planet, and I appreciate that you see that on the outside. I am Gina Tabrizy. You've been watching me. Look at me on Ask Gina. Send any questions you want. Harmony Heals Detox and Rehab. Our email is info@harmonyheals. Our 800 number is, hello, Hamza, Erica, bless you. Our number is 800-426, Donna, I see you there, 5943. Will my pending patent come to a successful free? Oh, bless you and your patent. Bless you, bless you. Okay. Everybody, I love y'all. Thanks for waking up with me and taking it to church. And I will see you next Thursday live at 6 p.m. Harmony Heals Detox and Rehab. Ask Gina. Gina's out.